I'm a nurse. Okay, so I'm going to invite my next speaker up. This is Mary Newsom having her motivational speaking debut, and we're really excited for her because if you've spent any time with Mary, Mary looks at your heart, she looks at your soul, and she speaks directly to you. And I know she's really excited to do that with all of you guys tonight, not just on an individual basis. So we're really excited to have Mary come up and share her heart with us.
All right, so practicing with a wireless mic, so this is going to be different pointed here. So yes, this is my first time. So let me just sort of introduce myself. One, I love Bria because Bria made that up. I don't have a bio. I can give you my bio that has nothing to do with what I decided to start doing with life here. But Bria made those things up, so thank you, Bria.
It's not made up.
From the heart.
She didn't have a script to read.
I did it.
So my name is Mary Newsom, and I own a company called Facing It with Mary. So who out there has seen my hashtag, Facing with Mary? Give me a whoop whoop. Okay, so I got about 3 followers. It looks like, all right. So maybe we'll make it to 5 by the time we leave tonight. But I own a company called Facing with Mary. So let me tell you how that even came about. It came about, I was a school principal for 6 years. And I had my first daughter, and the Lord said, and so I looked at myself and like, this is what happened. I had a baby, I took 3 months off, which if you know anything about education, you don't get maternity leave. That's not paid, that's your collection of your sick days. Or you don't take a paycheck. So I had my 3 months with my daughter.
And your friends.
And my friends. And I have my 3 months and I go back to work. My days with my newborn, that I worked 2 years to get, was I had a bottle, I woke her up in the morning, gave her a bottle, put her down, and I made it back for the witching hour. Now, if you don't have kids, you don't know what the witching hour is. But the witching hour turns you into the bitching hour. You scream, your child screams until they pass out. And then they go to bed. It's part of their growth spurt, they say. So I would make it home, I would feed my baby, make it home for the witching hour, put her down. Doesn't seem quite like motherhood was planned out. So I did a partner with Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields, and they gave me an avenue to do the things that I was really passionate about. So what's really cool about that was our doctor's ideas when they created Rodan and Fields. None of us do this because we think scared care is the coolest thing out there. Now, we've grown to love it, but what it did for us was it gave me an option of time freedom. I now have time, I now have 2 kids, and I get time with them. But out of that, I've grown Facing It with Mary. And under that stem is one, I wrote a social and emotional curriculum for at-risk middle and high school kids. Because I felt like what we were missing in our schools, they were really college and career ready, but they weren't human ready. They didn't have empathy, they didn't know how to share, and they had a lot of road rage. And so I created a curriculum there. It's across the United States, running in several different districts here in North Carolina, and spreading this year throughout the U.S. But also what came out of that was also motivational speaking. A few months ago, it was really put on my heart. I love a microphone. I really missed Hollywood because I wasn't born with like a singing voice. But if you can see me karaoke, I could really do some good karaoke. I'm telling you. I left the cruise ship a couple months ago, and the man that did karaoke was really sad I left. I broke a foot doing karaoke. It has been amazing. I love a microphone. So my husband and I talked about it, and we're like, well, maybe motivational speaking would be a better place for you. So welcome. This is my very first gig. I'm super excited. Thank you for being here. This is just part of my heart and my soul. And I'm going to be really raw and honest with you tonight about the things that I have faced. So out of that, let's begin. Several years ago, it was called very much the web. So once you imagine, see my mic that I got to wear, it was a lot better. So I was in this web, And I was caught in this web of lies. And it wasn't lies that I was told as a childhood. These are my parents. I'm almost 40 and they still come to my event. I had a great childhood. I have a great husband. I had great children. But I was caught in a web of lies. And those are lies that I told to myself. And just like a spider captures its prey and it spins it over and over, all I did every day was spin myself deeper and deeper and deeper into what was called comparison. Social media has not made comparison an easy topic for a woman today. We look and we compare our bodies, we compare what we wear, we compare how we act, we compare what we make, we compare our social media happiness, we compare to each other. And it breaks us down and we're bound in this web. But we don't want anybody to know. There was a research study done just this past year that gave really interesting results. If you don't believe that we care what others think, listen to this. People were given the option. They were given the option to take a free home that was $500,000 and surrounded by $1 million homes. Or they could choose a $2 million home, free to them, that was surrounded by $1 million homes. Guess what they chose? They chose the terrible business idea. They wanted to have the best house in the worst neighborhood. They wanted to have the biggest house, the $2 million house, surrounded by the $1 million homes. That's a terrible investment. Terrible. You have no cons. I'm married to a mortgage lender. Good God. That is like sin in our home. But they cared more about what people thought. I would have the best home. Everybody would think I was doing great. And that's sadly what's happening in our world. And we face it really bad as women. So inside of this, here's my point. If you deal with comparison, comparison leads to jealousy. And you can't be happy for people when you're jealous. And if you don't deal with the roots of jealousy, you'll bleed out in alcohol, or you'll bleed out in drug abuse, you'll bleed out in anger, or you'll bleed out in self-pity. You can choose which of the ones you want to bleed out. But you cannot live a joyful life if you deal in the web of comparison. I've been there. I remember looking after I finally went to a counselor, which I didn't want to go to a counselor for a really long time because I thought only crazy people went to counselors. So I didn't want anyone to know. And I remember we didn't get much accomplished that first session because all I did was cry with her. And all I could explain to her was this. I just want to be that girl. I remember who I was. She was free. She was joyful. She was happy for others. And now I can't find her. And all I want to do is go back and be her. And then I would just cry. Cry more. She'd pass me more tissues and I'd cry more than she'd charge me a bunch. And she said, come back for session 2. I'll tell you what to do. Yep. But I needed someone to know. And that's when I began to discover I was swirled in a web of comparison. And social media has made it really difficult for us. So I'm going to show you that you're not alone. If this is you and you're thinking, there's a voice inside my head that runs nonstop and tells me how terrible I am and compares me to everybody. Here's an example to show you you're not alone. When you came in, you filled out something called Stand Up for Your Sister. You answered that. I didn't want your name. I don't need your name. Because your sister tonight is going to stand up for you. Someone has your card here. You turn my volume off. It's okay, I've got a teacher and a principal voice. I can talk really loud if needed. It might sound like a 3-year-old, but it can get loud. Alright, so with your card, you were just handed a card. That is not your card. I don't know whose card you have. I don't care whose card you have. But tonight, you are standing up for a sister in this room because she feels this way. And you need to know that you are not alone. So question 1, have you looked in the mirror this week and not recognized the girl looking back at you? If you have someone that circled yes, stand up. These are things that we would not tell anybody, but they are hurt. It hurts. I've been there. When I looked in the mirror and went, I don't even know who she is anymore. And I want to say thank you to each of you that are standing up, because you're standing up for a lady in this room. Have a seat. This week, have you scrolled through social media and thought, if only my blank were like hers, if only my kids were like hers, if only my husband was like hers, if only my bank account was like hers, if only my hair would do like hers, if only my outfit would look like hers. Stand up.
I don't have a card, but I'm going to say
Well, Allie's just telling you first. But look around this room. Look what social media is doing to so many women today. We cannot enjoy it because we're comparing it. And I want you to know it's human to do this. So if you have a sister that's standing up for you, but your heart is beating a million miles an hour because you're like, that was me that circled that, you are not alone. And we're going to fix it. We're going to make it better. Okay? Have a seat. Number 3. Did you look in the mirror this week and obsess over a new wrinkle or a new a blemish that you have? Stand up. Now we got something for all of you. And it's called Rodin and Field, and you just need to find your consultant and go ahead and start on your program. Go ahead and sit down. That was a trick question. My business coach made me put that one in there, and I was like, she's smart. That's why I hired her. Number 4, are you currently waiting for a moment that says, when I blank, then I will be happy? When I lose the weight, I will be happy. When I make the money, I will be happy. When I leave him, I will be happy. When I find him, I will be happy. Are you waiting on something to make you happy? Stand up for your sister. This is when I feel like one of the biggest traps we face. And what happens is once we finally get there, it's not that great. Thank you. Last question. Do you find yourself feeling uncomfortable in your own skin? Stand up if you have any. The last one. If you feel like you do not feel comfortable in your own skin, I want you to take a look around here because it can almost bring you to tears to know that this many people our age don't feel comfortable in their own skin when they know that their name's not attached. So if anything, it should make you think about how we treat each other. Because you don't know what she's carrying. Thank you guys, you're awesome. You don't know what she's carrying, and you don't know what she's thinking. Because I was trapped by the inner roommate in my head. This is what happened to me. I won't cut it off. This is your brain. Okay? Let's imagine this is our brain. Oh, thank you. My children were they love this activity. We have a thought that comes through. I never knew I had so many friends. So,
This is your brain on drugs.
that's what I did this for her, and she was like, this is your brain on drugs. And I was like, that's like a dumb 80s commercial. No. Okay. So, here's your thought. So, something passes through, okay? Each color represents a different thought. That's just like a thought passes through. A dog runs past you, okay? We can't control that. We can't control anything that comes out of this bag and goes in here. What we can control is letting it stay here. So imagine this. Imagine your friend Pam. You're scrolling through Facebook. None of us do this. But Pam is on Facebook. And Pam has posted this amazing picture of herself. And she just got a promotion at her job. So you think, Pam got a promotion. And then you see in her stories that her husband, I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Her husband has brought her flowers out. And then you go, my man never brings me flowers. The last flowers I got were the ones that put on my grandma's grave. Next, I see in her stories that her kids made her cards and dinner. Wow, all my kids do is they poop in their pants and then draw on my walls. The next thought goes, I bet Pam doesn't have to live the way I do. I bet Pam's kids are well behaved. Mine are just from the devil. The next thought is, I bet Pam looks in the mirror and she really likes who she is. I bet she feels really comfortable. You know, I hate looking in the mirror. I found a new fat roll this week. I found that my boobs hit my chest. And I really hate looking in the mirror.
We don't have many red ones.
So then we go, let me get a glass of wine. That'll help me feel better. Get a glass of wine. We still keep fixating on Pam. We go, I bet Pam got that permission. She works really hard. If you'd work a little harder, maybe you could get that permission too. You should probably get back to work. Before long, what has happened to our brain? It is corroded, but it's fixated. Look how many reds in it. One thought exploded into millions of other thoughts that were fixated on one topic. And we didn't stop it. The way that you have to break comparison, the way we break out of this web, is to decide that if you go in my brain, I can't help it, but I can control. And I can go, no, I'm not thinking that. Stop saying that. I don't know that. And I can replace it with gratitude. And it's really hard if you don't practice gratitude. Because at first you're going to be like, I don't have anything to be thankful for. It will. Your mind will play with you. But I want you to know, look around. One, look around where you are. You're surrounded by people who care about you and who love you. That's not normal. Number two, you walked in on 2 legs in that door. You can walk every day. You are able to breathe in and breathe out without a machine sitting beside you. You are able to hear me right now because your ears are working. You have to sometimes back down and you have to realize what I'm grateful for. So when those thoughts are piling in and telling you how terrible you are, how you are so much worse than someone else, you have to be in control and refuse it. No one else. Because otherwise, if you don't, you will just spin in that web. And the spider will just spin you more and more and more until you're stuck. You're angry and you bleed out in alcohol, you bleed out in drugs, you bleed out in anger, and you bleed out in self-pity. And I've been there and I understand it. But I'm here to say to you, you don't have to be there.
I thought you were in a Florida.
So the last thing that it is that you can replace with gratitude. But I will tell you one thing. It's hard to do because my phone's in the hair. You got to stop. I don't go any more in my life. I'm going to celebrate other women, and I'm going to be the better version of me every day I wake up. And so, what I'm going to ask you to do is maybe it'll make some of y'all uncomfortable if you don't dance, but it's all right because you're going to just let loose. Because you're going to close your eyes and you're going to pretend like nobody is watching. Because I'm going to tell you what, I didn't get blessed with dance skills either, but I love a stage. We will get into our right spot because there's a little bit advertisement here. Pete must not pay for Spotify. She wants the free version. We gotta listen to some advertisement for a moment. But when I play this song, I want you to stand up and I want you to shake your tail feather like you have never shook it before, because you are stepping out of the web of comparison. You are breaking through, you are roaring through, you are mightier and you are better than all the thoughts in your head. You don't care anymore what your mind is telling you when you look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you are thankful you are there. Now let's see what's happening.